The year is 2254 on the planet Earth. We find our characters are employed by a top secret government organization known as the USGE. No one really knows what it stands for. There's been several people who try to guess, but no one really knows what the USGE stands for. They do know that it's an organization that has perfected time travel by using a wormhole gate that's able to transport you safely back to different eras, different locations at different times. Most of the missions are sent to acquire maybe something from these different eras to bring back to 2254 for use by the scientists of the USGE. As we begin this mission, we find our characters approaching one of the head scientists, human female by the name of Scientist Gascer. She's walking toward you, a very beautiful woman, long black, raven black hair. She has the dossier out in front of her with all the information. She's walking towards you. She gives you that smile she always gives you. As one of the photos tumbles out of a dossier and you see it fall to the ground, and you see this color photo depicted of all these different species of dinosaurs on it. She lets out a hearty laugh and goes, "Oh, it's okay. I'm sure you can outrun them yeah, I'm sure you can outrun them. It won't be any problem." She looks up at you, Yang. Tell me about who you're going to be playing, and what is your character's thoughts as you see the dossier photo fall out of all these dinosaurs? You're muted, Yang.
Oh, sorry about that. He looks at the picture and he laughs. He's like, "Ooh, I like them. They look cute. What do you think? Do you think we're gonna be able to meet them?" And he holds up the picture and gives it back to her. Um, I'm playing Jim Nerdock. Basically, oxygen deprivation is a dangerous thing. It turns your world into some kind of messed up illusion, and sometimes it just makes you weird permanently. Jim was a competent and very serious fighter pilot, and after one incident involving oxygen tank, where he ran out of air, basically, he became pretty weird. But also, he still maintains his flying capability. So yeah, he's just become a lot less serious and adventure. He's quite lacking in wisdom nowadays. Yep.
All right. Crystal, what do you think? Your character introduced, and what do you think of this photo?
Uh, the character that I'm playing, some people call him a space cowboy. Some call him a gangster of love. Some people call him Maurice, but most people just call him Sheriff. Sheriff sees the picture of the dinosaur and says, "It don't matter to me none. Creatures get wrangled the same either way."
She lets out one of her little laughs as you say that and looks over towards you, Mike. If you can introduce your character and your thoughts on this.
I'm playing Terry Dingle. He's a military assault specialist. Terry looks over the photo and just kind of shrugs a bit, and he says, "Still the same old, bring him back home." And he goes, "I'll make sure everybody gets home."
Yeah, and she looks towards you, Terry, and you see her eye kind of flicker as she kind of winks at you. As she likes what you say. Then she flips through some more of the papers as she looks towards you, Daniel. And if you can tell us about your character and what her thoughts are on the photo. You're muted.
So, stepping up to the group with a fresh cup of tea. It's a tall, beautiful woman dressed casually. She throws her also long black hair. She looks, oh, seems I've joined the right crew this time. I'd definitely like to get some samples from that period. I'm playing Courtney Kilroy, the civilian specialist biologist.
Scientist Gascer looks at you and she's kind of looks at a chuckle. She says, "Well, just don't get your nails dirty. You know, they're too pretty to dirty up."
Don't I know that? And she has attached to her belt a nice pair of work gloves.
As we jump over to you, Alex, if you can tell us about who you're playing and your thoughts.
I am playing Joshua Bear. He is a scientist, but he's kind of a goofy guy. He's pretty excited to go see dinosaurs. And since he's such a goofy guy, most of his friends just call him J Bear. And he started introducing himself as that, so that's what everyone calls him. As for what he says, he's just like, "Oh man, dinosaurs, and we can outrun them. We get in like a jeep or something. This sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun."
She looks at the one of the photos that is still lying on the ground, and she just, Terry, do you mind picking it up for me?
He goes, yeah, no problem. He goes, so what's the deal with these? Are we catching them? Are we, what's up?
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about them unless they, I guess, like I say, unless they try to chase you. But she starts opening up some other papers and documents in the dossier, and she says, "You've got a pretty simple mission. There's one problem though with the jump gate. There's some type of geological interference and disturbances in the area of where you need to go to. It's unstable, so where you're going to come out at is going to be about a 2-day walk for you to get to where you need to go." But and she pulls out this, looks like a photo at first, but it's actually some type of digital drawing of this crystal formation, and you see all these dark blue looking crystals. And she says, "Well, it's easy. You've got to go to this cave system and recover as many as you can of these crystals and bring them back. We need as many samples as you can bring back. And the only problem is you're going to have to travel to prehistoric Earth during the dinosaur age. And like I say, I don't know, our scientists have discovered there's some type of disturbance with the geological formations there that it won't be safe for you for the gate to arrive you there. It's going to be about a two-day travel across land to get there."
Well, that'll give me plenty of time to get some dung samples. I better get an extra bag.
Whoa. You're saying that we got to walk for 2 days?
Well, I'm sure if Terry leads you, he can probably get you there in a day and a half.
Hey, what do you guys need me for? I'm a fly boy. I need something to fly on. Do we get a glider or hang glider or something that flies at least?
You'll be flying when that Triceratops knocks you into the air.
Yeah, whatever, Sheriff. But maybe maybe you can help me wrangle one of those flying dinosaurs.
We'll see what happens.
Yippee-ki-yay, that's what I say.
So if I get you right, we got to get these crystals, and then we got to truck them back 2 days too?
Well, and you would know they give you a deal once you go across through the wormhole jump gate. You have looks more like a laptop case, a hard shell case that will set the gate back up to come back to the present. And she says, "Well, you could try the gate once you leave the cave system, but I don't think I would trust it there. I mean, it may not work correctly, and you would come back in pieces."
What's the matter, Terry? Afraid of a little hard work?
No, I'm just saying, I don't want to drag a bunch of rocks across all these predators that are out there. I mean, I've seen the old flicks and that, so.
Wow. Well, if you watch it on TV, I'm sure it has to be accurate.
Well, you know, most dinosaurs are actually herbivores, so we don't really have too much to worry about.
Yeah, it's the ones that aren't herbivores that worry me.
Well, I got a gun, so you stand behind me and I'll shoot them for you. How about that?
Well, I don't think that'll be necessary. Perhaps if we brought some raw meat or something that we could use to deter the predators.
Bullets will deter them just even better.
She shakes her head and sips her tea.
I think we got plenty of raw meat with Sheriff there.
I'm just going to go to my lab and get some equipment. I'll be right back.
Yes. Y'all go ahead and get all of your equipment and everything you will need, and you just report to the main staging area, and they'll send you through when all 5 of you are ready.
Okay, well, that's what I do. I go back and get my gear, my backpack and my skin tight spacesuit.
Yeah, Sheriff goes. He gets his vest on, which I'm just gonna flavor the vest to be his spacesuit, basically. And he's wearing like this cowboy hat, and he takes it off to put his helmet on, and then after he puts his helmet on, he puts his cowboy hat on top of it.
As you 5 prepare and get the equipment and things you need, and she passes out the dossier of information that you will need and the equipment to transpond and get you to this cave system reported where these crystals are. You go back to the main staging area, of which y'all have been in there, as they get the wormhole gate ready. And as you 5 enter into the wormhole gate and come out to the other side, Jan, roll me a d6.
Here we go. I got 4.
Yeah, you come out into, which, of course, the scientist and the civilian expert, I'm sure, would know, as you can see the landscape of being prehistoric Earth. You come out into an area that appears to be on the edge of a jungle, and it appears to be probably midday, maybe within 1 or 2 hours of actual time of what you just left. It appears by the sun. It seems to be a pretty warm, maybe early summer day.
As he steps off, he clicks on his music player, and you hear him. You hear the music of this 20th century tune, and it goes like, "Welcome to the jungle," and he's bobbing his head and rocking out.
How loud is this turned up? I mean, is it loud enough everybody's hearing it?
No, he's just wearing his earphone right now.
Okay.
And you know, if you're standing right next to him, or within a foot, a couple feet, you can probably hear him.
All right.
Okay. Well, it looks like they delivered as promised. Shall we?
Which way are we supposed to go?
Yeah, you open up the equipment, and you see it's got a little ping deal now. It shows the direction of this cave system, and it appears by what it shows of where you've come out at as the gate disappears after you make it safely through. It appears that showing that it is roughly about a 47-hour journey, but it's going to take you about 2 days to get there.
But it also tells us which way to go.
Yep, it's like a GPS navigation future deal, but definitely shows you which way to go.
Fantastic. Well,
So, like, did we already have all of our equipment on us, or like, did they send like, and our equipments are like in these crates?
You would have had whatever on you, or probably in duffel bags, something like that. I mean, it would have been with you.
Yeah, I don't have much.
All right. Okay.
So I look at the GPS thingy and I see the directions pointing, whatever, and I want to look out and maybe several miles in the distance, and I'm going to look for a landmark that's in that direction. And then
yeah, you notice, like I say, the area where you're at, it appears that it's starting to go into more of a jungle type growth area of where you've got to go. You're kind of on the outskirt of it, but you see a bunch of crags and small hills that are in that direction that you can put an eye on.
Okay, so I do that, and I point it out to the group, and I say, in case we're separated, we should get to there by however long I think it'll take us to get there. And then I'll throw my backpack over my shoulder and put on my gloves so I don't break my nails, and I'll start walking.
Is that crag is it directly north of us, or which direction are we walking as far as north, south, whatever?
Yeah, it shows that you're gonna pretty much take a north to northeast course at this point.
Okay, all right. So, is there any kind of special rock or anything that I can kind of point out, it's something I could look at and go, okay, that's on my right side. So that way, when I come out of this jungle, if that's on my right, I'll know I'm still going the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, test your wisdom, I guess.
All right, I rolled a 10 and my wisdom's a 13, so pass.
Yeah, you may take a little longer by doing that than maybe a scientist or whatever would, but yeah, you eventually pick out a spot that you would definitely know when you come out.
All right, I'll point it out. Everyone make sure that, that rock is on your right side when you come out or whatever. The one that looks kind of like a big egg.
Okay. Courtney nods as if she thinks he's giving her good information, even though she already found the direction they were going. And then she continues to walk. Men. Always trying to have the last word.
Any particular file? I mean, do you want to go single file, double space, triple, 5 across, or how would it's open ground, so.
By the way, as Courtney says that, Nerdok is right behind her and says, "That's right," and gets the last word in.
I'm just trying to make sure that you survive when all that fancy dancing material equipment of your malfunctions.
Again, she looks at him like he clearly didn't hear her do the exact same thing 5 minutes earlier. And then
I didn't realize that's what you were doing. I thought you were just trying to look for a general location.
Yeah, man. I know. Sheriff, you don't have to excuse it. It's fine.
Well, hey, 2 people doing it will be twice as secure.
For sure. Anyways, I'm walking in the front unless somebody gets in front of me.
Sheriff is going to grab his shotgun. He'll just walk with it in his hands. He's not aiming it at anyone or anything like that, of course. He has it out in case he needs it.
So
Nerdok
pretty much
is right behind Courtney, by the way.
Yeah, kind of like a single file then as you hack your way start through this jungle then.
Well, if we're that close, I want to have one of the earphones. So I pull your earphone with the earphone out of your right ear, Murdoch.
Hey, that's my earphone. And then he pulls it back and puts it back into his ear.
I give a pouty face.
He sticks his tongue out.
Who's going to bring up the rear of the party?
Dingle will.
All right.
Of course.
Huh. Let's see. Yeah, as Courtney, as you proceed on through, you and Jim listen to whatever 80s tune he's listening to now. You keep moving into, it's getting a thicker grove. I mean, you're able to hack your way enough. I mean, it's not impeding your time that much, but I mean, it is getting thicker, and it's actually a very pleasant day for early summer in this time. you start hearing some noises, just normal noises, but you don't hear anything as far as creatures or anything or any animals moving. Um, Terry, make me a wisdom check.
No.
Yeah, same thing. You just you're hearing what small noises and stuff as you're bringing up the rear and glancing behind you and stuff as y'all continue northeast towards this rock outcropping.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for any like dung or whatever they can collect. That might look interesting.
Yep, you're able to stop and as you do maneuver on into this, probably y'all have been going about an hour or so, we'll say. You're able to actually find you some samples if you want to stop and take them.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna take some samples. I'll roll my kit. So, I mean, this is more for whatever, but yeah, it's still good. So I take a few samples, put them in my bag, and move on. Unless somebody wants.
What's the rest of the party doing? Is we take about 5 minutes to get these samples or so at the most. What would y'all be doing? Anything special or just?
Well, as a scientist, I think that I'll probably be helping her do that.
This is so interesting.
I'll be on lookout duty.
Yeah, Ding will take up a security position.
While
Yeah,
everyone's
sure. I'm sorry,
Well,
Jan. Go ahead.
yeah, while everyone's busy doing something, you see the guy still looping over that same song over and over again, and now he's singing along. No, 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 knees, knees, knees.
Sheriff, you and Terry roll me a D6, please.
That's a 3.
Six.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty quiet. I mean, while they're doing this, y'all keep an eye out as the day proceeds. I mean, there's nothing that indicates any type of danger or anything to be alert on as you keep maneuvering on. Now you probably go another couple hours, and you figure by some type of nightfall that is probably coming within about 2 hours, you would think, and it appears that the forested jungle area is you're still going to be into yet before you actually get to the rock outcropping before the end of the day.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we're stopping for camp, I'm going to mark a tree in the direction that we need to go in the morning, so we don't get turned around in the night. And then I'm actually going to just spend the night working on my research of my samples, because sometimes the agency takes them away when I get back. So I want to get as much research done as I can while I'm in the field.
If you need a second pair of hands, let me know.
Oh, I always could use the help of an intelligent scientist.
Well, you got a regular scientist.
She laughs.
Would y'all want to build some type of a campfire deal, or do you want to keep it dark, or how would y'all proceed with that?
Yeah, what do you scientist types want? Because I don't care.
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Does fire scare dinosaurs away as much as it scares wolves away?
Be hard to say. They're primitive animals. They're probably not used to it. I mean, humans won't be around for millions or more years, right?
Well, I have no idea, but I do know that they still probably have seen fire. But fire is usually dangerous.
Yeah, true. Well, that said, I think it'd be safer just to. Is it warm enough? Like, how warm is it?
It's like a early summer day. It's probably now it's cooling off to probably in the upper 60s, low 70s.
Okay, I'd say we try and keep it dark unless it gets too cold. Let's keep our lights inside. We don't want to attract anything. We don't know what could be attracted to light.
Well, you know that fire isn't just for warmth; it's also for psychological comfort. And and companionship.
Oh, you need companionship, do you?
She side-eyes you.
We'll keep it dark unless it gets too cold. What do you think, Terry?
I think we should put a fire on one of those laptops.
Terry.
We could gather around your laptop. Nice glow of the screen.
I mean, we could do that.
Did you think I was meant to destroy your laptops?
No, not at all. But clearly, that's what you thought.
There you go. Companionship and everything. Just keep it inside your tent.
That I will do.
So everybody okay with me taking first watch?
Go ahead.
As you guys are having a discussion along the edge of the perimeter, you see this guy wearing the earphone, bobbing his head back, up and down, nodding as he's picking up these small twigs to already try and build a fire or something. So he's picking up all these dried leaves, dried branches, and bringing it back.
Sheriff walks over to you. He knocks the branches out of your hand, pulls the earplugs out of your ears, and says, "Keep it dark."
Well, Sheriff, it seems like you want a duel. Is that what you're trying to do? And
Sheriff,
then he peers into you.
He takes his Colt off of his side.
And he says, "Draw." And then his fingers are twitching, but he's got a flashlight.
Colt like right on your forehead.
And he says, "Ooh, I'm seeing the stars." And then he falls down on his butt.
I didn't mean I hit you. I just meant like the barrel, like I press it against your head.
Oh, he says, "Do you have the guts to pull the trigger?"
Sheriff clicked the hammer.
I guess you do. And then he just, picks up those branches and brings it to the center of the camp.
Sheriff slowly lets the hammer back down. Keep it dark. No fire.
I got you, Sheriff. And then he nods.
Courtney, are you still thinking you joined the right group?
I think so. Because they'll make so much noise that we'll be able to get away from the dinosaurs, no problem.
That makes a lot of sense.
She shares her flask, if you want.
I got to keep sober, keep a good watch out. I don't want to lose focus here, mess up your experiment.
Oh, that's right.
Sheriff is going to walk over to Terry, and he's going to kind of whisper to him, "I'm going to end up killing that guy before we leave and keeping his body here."
Thanks for the heads up on that. Now I know who to watch.
Hey, you've seen this guy. If anyone's going to give us away, it's going to be that idiot.
Yeah, Jim's harmless. I mean, what's it going to do?
You'll see.
All right, so we're going to go in single watch formation, no fires. And Terry, you're taking up first.
Yep.
Roll me a d6 to start with.
That'd be a 3.
Yeah, your watch proceeds pretty. It seems like the noises and stuff quieten down quite a bit as dusk and dark falls in. Who would like to go next?
Well, I'm not going to take a watch, clearly, because I'm a civilian.
I'm going to take mid-watch because that's when I got to turn the tritation thingies around.
What about Jim? You want to go next?
Earlier, I was gonna take last watch.
Yep.
Yeah, Jim's watching, and he's at the verse. If you got the money, honey, I got your disease, and he's rocking out still. He pops open a can of one of those futuristic sodas and gulps it down as he peers into the darkness.
Yeah, roll me a d6.
I got one.
Roll me a wisdom check at disadvantage since you're listening to your loud music.
19 and 16. They both fail.
All right. Now roll me a d8.
I got 2.
Got a 2. Let me see what a lucky 2 is going to bring you. Will it be doom, gloom, or what will it be?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Red dragon.
Yeah.
Pack of Medusas.
As you're sitting there listening to your music, Jim, and not paying attention to what's going on around you, out of the jungle burst one of these here.
Oh, geez.
This is what you see burst out of the jungle. And it's about 20 feet from you, rushing straight towards you.
How big is it?
It's roughly, we'll say, about 10 foot long in length. It's bigger than man size. It's not making any noise or nothing. It looks, in fact, if you look at it real quick, it looks kind of like it's frightened or something, but it's running straight towards you.
He's trying to scream and wake everybody up, but instead of saying, hey, alert, he just says, welcome to the jungle! and he says, it's got wings!
All right, Jim, test your dexterity, and everybody else that is waking up, test your dexterity at disadvantage since you're waking up.
Dex is 15. I got 5, so I make it.
218.
Terry makes it.
I feel
Yep, those that made it get to go before this thing, but we're going to start out with you, Jim, since you're the one that's awake and you did pass. What would you like to do, Jim, as this thing's maneuvering in towards you?
He flips that little, iPhone-like device that he's listening to, and then he turns it over and presses a button, and out of it comes out these lightning wires. It's actually a music device / taser, and he tasers it.
All right, make a let's be a range deal. So use Dex, test your Dex to see if you can hit it.
I roll 17, so I fail.
Yeah, your prongs go shooting past it into the jungle growth as it keeps maneuvering towards you. Everybody else that passed, you can go as you please now. As you see this thing running towards Jim, and you see Jim try to taser it.
Sheriff wants to quickly take his rope, and can I attempt to lasso this thing?
Yeah, if you want to, you can do that. Be a Dex deal if you're trying to lasso it.
Yep. Try and lasso it and try and get that lasso to wrap around, see what I can do. And I rolled a 7 under 17, so pass, or under 16, I mean, so pass.
Yep, you got your lasso around this little small neck. What do you want to do with it?
All right, now I have my lasso around its neck, so I'm just trying to kind of hold it for now. On my next turn, I'm going to see if I can get in and try and tie its feet up.
All right.
But I'm gonna tell everyone I got it lassoed.
Perfect. Who else passed can go?
I'm just going to rush Jim and push him out of the way. Make sure that he's out of harm's way.
Yep, you're able to get Jim out of the path of this thing as it's running with the sheriff's rope around it. Everybody else failed your Dex check?
Yeah, I failed.
Yeah.
This creature maneuvers where you are, Jim, and it would have run you completely over if Terry wasn't kind enough to push you out of the way. But it is going to try to break loose from that rope. So Maurice, Sheriff, make me a strength check.
Ooh, failed.
Yeah, this thing pulls you down to the ground, and then it is pulling you behind it, like it's running on past, going into another portion of the jungle. Now it's pulling you behind it.
All right.
So those that failed get to go now, as you see the sheriff being pulled by this thing.
Okay. So I'm gonna, I took a second to unzip. I had to basically, make sure I was not exposing anything when I came out of my my sleeping bag. But now I see the situation. I'm gonna pull a stake up from the tent, and I'm gonna run and try to interpose the stake in a way that the rope will wrap around it. Like kind of between the. So I'm gonna let the creature run past me, and I'm gonna jam the stake into the ground, hoping that the rope will catch on it, and the sheriff will become like an anchor.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's what I'm gonna do. So I don't know what you want me to do for that.
I would think since you're maneuvering around and running, just do a dex, and you can actually that's a great idea. So do it at advantage.
Okay, cool. I rolled a 1. So
all right, perfect.
Probably isn't even worth rolling again. So yeah,
I'm sure Terry and all the rest of the soldier types are probably looking at you like, "Where did she learn that from?" Yeah, you're able to do it marvelously. What about our scientist Joshua? Would he want to do anything?
Well, he was gonna. He brings up his gun, realizes they're not fighting it, and then sees Sheriff get dragged off, and Jay Bear runs over there and tries to grab the rope, help him not get chased off. Although he's thinking in his head, this was a stupid idea. We should just let it run away. But he keeps that thought to himself. He's just gonna try and help Sheriff not get dragged to death.
All right, you're able to do that, no trouble. So we pretty much go up to the next round, and those that passed your decks originally can go.
Okay, so that anchor and I managed to stop it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much helped stop you from being dragged into the jungle.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna use the like I'll turn around so I can get my legs in front of me, and I'm gonna, with all my might, as best I can, and that's using the stake as well. I'm gonna see if I can pull back on the rope and bring this thing to its side. I want to try and bring this thing down to the ground so I can get up to it and wrap its legs up.
Yeah, make a strength check, and you can actually do it at advantage since you've had this anchor and this other stuff going.
All right, cool. 4 under 13, so pass.
Yeah, you get it prone on the ground, and you're able to pull it down on the ground. It seems to be still struggling. Of course, just fight or flee instinct, but I mean, you've got it down.
All right. I'll call to others like get on it, get on it.
You hear Nerdog yelling. It's like, yippee-ki-yay! And then he jumps up to it and tries to mount it and tries to help the sheriff that way.
Tony, what I want to do, because I suspect, looking at this creature and the fact of the way it was running, that possibly it was being chased. So what I'm going to do is I want to use my ability to test again if notice things are out of the ordinary. But basically, I want to see if there's something coming behind this.
That's part of a civilian expert deal.
Yeah, it says they roll with advantage when testing wisdom to notice things that are out of the ordinary. So I kind of want to look in the other direction and see if I see anything else coming, basically.
Yep, perfect. Do that. You can.
Okay, failed, but I have advantage. And that did not help because I failed both times.
Yeah, you're peering off into the darkness of the area where it comes from.
I'm like, shh, guys, shh. So they can't pay attention because they're making too much noise over there.
So
all right, Sheriff, you and Jim are have this thing down. What about Terry? You passed, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm heading back to. I'm gonna go secure my weapon. I'm just shaking my head, going like, okay, testosterone jockeys, just let them go. We'll figure it out. And I'm going to go get my assault weapon and make sure things are okay.
All right. Sheriff, this thing is struggling to get up again from the ground, so make a strength test.
Sorry, I had the wrong thing. 1 second. 12 under 13, so just barely passed.
Yeah, I mean, it starts to get back up as maybe Jim gets in there and helps you grab the rope to bring it back down. So, I mean, you've got it back on the ground, but, it's just struggling to get free. What about our scientist Joshua? Anything he would want to do?
Yeah, he doesn't see the point of this, and he sees much more logic in Courtney telling him to hush and look around. So he's also trying to see if there's something coming after them.
Yeah, make me a wisdom. You can make a wisdom check at the advantage. Take the best.
3 then. 3 under 14.
Yeah, you look back into the darkness of the area that this creature come from, and for just a moment, you hear something maybe or something, but there's nothing moving. You don't see anything moving or rustling, but you hear a slight noise out that way.
I mean, what does it sound like? The wind? A growl?
It's almost like a growl in a way, but you finally just put it off as a whisper of wind through the trees up there, because you're up in the air about what's going on. So yeah, at first you think it's like a low rumble growl, but then you just put it off as the wind blowing.
All right. Well, I still keep looking the direction that I thought I heard the growl, and I tapped Courtney and I pointed in that direction and said, "You hear that?"
I can't hear anything with these boys. So then, I start paying more attention to.
We'll pretty much be out of initiative as far as what do you want to do with this thing, Maurice?
I want to get its legs tied up, and I want to hog tie it.
Yeah, you're able. It struggles, of course, enough till it finally just exhaustion gives in. But you're able to get it hog tied, and it's somewhat reserved and calmed down.
Boy, tell you what, that was a lot more intense than wrestling some hogs.
We make a pretty good team, Sheriff. And then he tips his hat, says, "I guess we got Dino for dinner."
Yeah, Sheriff will nod, and he'll, I guess he would have like a camera or, whatever the futuristic version of that is. And he's going to say, "Yeah, you helped me bring this thing down thanks to no one else. Like, why don't you get in here and take a picture of it with me?" And, that will kind of like Sheriff will move in like he's going to take a selfie of himself with it, of his catch.
Yep, you're able to do that.
Yeah. So
Say
Courtney,
cheese, and then he clicks.
Courtney walks over and just kind of like subtly kicks the stake that basically made him able to stop the thing that she put in the ground with her foot. Just subtly, and goes, and then walks over to the creature and wants to take a blood sample.
Yep, and you're able to do it. I mean, it's pretty much given up any fight. I mean, probably just from pure exhaustion, of course.
Good job. Too bad we're keeping the camp dark, so you have to let the creature go now.
You want me to take a picture of you with it?
Yes, actually. And she poses with it.
I'll do so.
But like hugging it in like a loving way.
Yeah.
So, Sheriff, it's got wings. You think we could use it to make it fly?
I think this thing's a little too fat for that.
Oh, darn it.
You are able to also, the scientist or the civilian, if you pull up on your computer database, you're able to determine this thing is called. Yep, let me get to the right screen.
Let me get to the right screen. I've heard of it.
Let me get to the right screen there. It's a Gallimimus. And you can determine it is or Noth something. It's basically a plant eater, but also will eat omnivorous. Also will eat some, but it's pretty much a plant eater, herbivore.
Well, as I mentioned,
Large enough to ride, actually. It's 10 foot tall, right? Or 10 foot long?
Yeah, it's roughly it's roughly 7 foot tall, standing at 7, 8 foot tall, and roughly about 10 foot long. It looks like, in a way, almost a large ostrich.
I don't know, Sheriff. I think you maybe not myself, but you think you can ride it like a horse?
Do you know how long it takes to break an animal?
It's a dinosaur. Have you ever ridden a dinosaur before?
No, but I also don't have the time to break it.
Oh, wow. That's too bad.
Courtney pulls out a bag of popcorn.
So you just want to let this thing go? You got all the samples you need?
Yes, sir.
What about you, Bear? You want to get some samples from it?
No. I'm definitely in a more sistery position right here. If she doesn't need it, then I don't need to assist with it.
Before Sheriff lets it go, he's gonna pluck one of the feathers from it to keep as a trophy.
Yep, you can do that.
And then he'll untie it and get his rope back.
Excuse me, and it trots off into the jungle as far away from your group as it can.
Well done, boys. And she goes back to her sleeping bag.
Maybe that dinosaur will tell all about us, this encounter, to other dinosaurs, and this will mess with the space-time continuum. I don't know if the future that we know will still exist when we go back.
Sheriff nods. He just kind of looks at Jim and just kind of pats Jim on the back, and he puts that feather in his hat.
Yeah, things settle down pretty quietly for y'all. But Sheriff, you had the last watch before daylight, so roll a d6 for me.
I got a 2.
Make a wisdom check at just regular wisdom.
I would like, by the way, on my watch, I'd like to crawl up into a tree or get down next to a tree or something and attempt to hide, if that's okay, before I do this wisdom check.
Yeah, you're able.
I want to hide
find
and
your spot. Just a regular.
Do I need? Okay, I don't need to test for it.
Yeah, take a regular wisdom check.
To hide?
No, for something else.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was wondering if I had to test.
Oh, no. You're able to find you a spot.
Okay. I got a 2 under 13.
All right, roll me a d8.
2.
You hear the noise coming from almost the same area where this first one come from. As you see the leaves and everything kind of split apart from where you're hiding. They don't see you, but you see 2 more of these gallimimuses running out of the jungle, and they just run straight across. They don't see you at all, of course, but they just run straight across your camp, heading across the direction where the one that you let go flee. And they will continue that way unless you do something to try to stop them, of course.
No, I'm just going to sit there. I have my shotgun in hand. I'm just going to sit there. I will kind of pay a little bit more attention to where they ran from because they're running from that way. So might be running from something.
Yeah, and they continue across the camp. They don't wake anybody else up and continue on. You said there for the last 30, 40 minutes of darkness before the sun starts hitting the sky. And you don't hear anything or anything else out in that area of where they come from. It's all quiet as the sun rises on day 2. Anything y'all would want to do special that morning before you start out, continued on the journey?
Make sure that the samples that we were testing went over well. Do science stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, you got the samples that yourself and Courtney got are both perfect samples as you're able to do some minor field tests with them there.
Jim makes certain that his track is on repeat. Welcome to the jungle.
Roll me a excuse me, man. Roll me a D8 for your usage die on your Walkman.
Walkman slash taser. I got 2.
You're gonna have to downgrade it now. It's some of the battery. You've used too much battery on that thing. Downgrade to a D6 on it, man.
Oh man.
You start hearing the dragging sound and knowing that you're using too much battery.
He says it out loud. I don't think the jungle is so welcoming anymore. And he looks around.
Well, I'm glad you're finally figuring that out.
So, Doc, how's your sample going?
Well, her samples are going quite well.
What about your samples, J Bear? And he taps him on his shoulder.
Oh, well, Jim, my man, I am just assisting right now. This is her experiment. A good scientist knows when that not to take the credit.
I gotcha. Well, it's a perfect opportunity. 2 of you guys in this romantic jungle with dinosaurs and things trying to eat us. Yeah, maybe you'll get back to the future and get married, have some kids. You'll have a science family. How would you like that, Doc?
Well, that probably wouldn't be too bad, honestly. You definitely want a more intelligent woman.
Well, good luck to you, Doc J Bear.
Thanks, Jim. Good luck to you.
I got your back. If you ever need a wingman, that's why I'm here. And he points to himself.
I give him a thumbs up. Like I'm kind of just a little bit humoring him, but he doesn't annoy me too much.
Speaking of using equipment, Courtney, roll your usage die for using your stuff this morning.
Okay. 8. So I'm still good.
Yep, you're still good, man.
Should we all roll for our food?
Yeah, I mean, did you bring like some type of rations? I guess probably just.
I brought preserved food.
Yep.
Yeah.
I brought 2 units of preserved food just in case, because I didn't know how long we were going to be out there. But so maybe I should have only brought 1.
How does it work again? You just roll, and if you get the high number,
if you get a 1 or a 2 on the usage die, you have to downgrade.
All right, I rolled a 5, so I still got plenty of preserved food.
I got a 5 too.
It's probably just some MREs.
Courtney, did you bring food, or do you want to eat some of mine?
Yeah, I would imagine I brought food. I mean, if we knew it was 2 days.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, though. I have the vegan pack.
Oh. That stuff tastes like garbage.
Well, garbage for some is saving the planet for others.
Well, that's true enough. I can respect that decision. I just can't make it myself. I could not eat that stuff.
Nice save, Doc J Bear. Nice save. All of a sudden, you hear Jim's voice right behind you, Doc J Bear.
Yeah, he makes a face like, oh god. Both surprised and a little bit displeased that he is so close to him.
Your group continues on then after you do everything that morning. Pretty much same type of weather. Same type of sounds and stuff. You don't see anything overhead or any unusual noises as you maneuver through the day. Probably pretty much the same walking order. Terry, you'll take the back.
That's correct.
Yeah, make me a wisdom check. Just straight wisdom.
Straight wisdom. That is a fail.
Yeah, I mean, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary or anything as you're maneuvering along that catches your attention as y'all go throughout the day. About mid-morning, you reach that area of where the rocks and the crags were. And then sure enough, Sheriff, you see the one that you said you were going to keep to your right. Of course, Courtney's tracking in her own way, of course, but y'all are able to find the direction and check in to see the direction you need to continue, which pretty much still goes northeast.
Excellent.
So are we there yet?
No, I think we've got another day or so of travel.
Looking around this craggy area, are there any kind of dinosaurs or anything like that I can see?
No, in fact, as you reach the top of the peak of it, it's not a very large rise. I mean, you don't need any kind of rope or gear to get up to it. You're able to make a trail and walk up to the top of it. You find it very unusual when you come to the top of it and look over the peak to see what's on the other side. You see it appears to be a small swath of almost like desert-looking land, almost a sandy desert, but it's not very wide. It appears to be the length of it's very long on both sides, but it appears that as soon as you cross this small length of desert, it turns back into a jungle again.
So there's just like a random thing of sand just going through.
Yeah, on that side of the rocks, it's just a certain width of desert sand, but you can see it stretches probably as far as the eye can see, but the width is not that wide before it goes back in the jungle.
My scientific curiosity demands that we go inspect this.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to cross it somehow to get to the direction you're going, for sure.
I'm with Jay Bear. Let's check the sand out. And I brought my swimsuit.
All right. Let's go ahead. And Cowboy will signal to Terry, like giving signs like, keep your weapon ready, basically.
Yep, thumbs up.
Yeah, Courtney, when you and Joshua, when y'all get up to it, and of course the Walkman himself, Jim, the sand seems to be almost cool to the touch or whatever. I mean, it's just regular sand. It seems does seem out of place, but as you start walking across it, I mean, if you stop to inspect it, like I say, it's kind of cool to the touch with the day. I mean, it's warmed up probably in what you would think be the low 80s today. But the sand is real cool. But as you continue across it, it seems like part of it turns into like almost more of a glassy type, shard type feeling. I mean, it's nothing to puncture your shoes or anything, though.
I'm definitely taking samples.
That looks fascinating. I will assist you in your sample taking.
Yeah, if y'all stop and take samples and stuff, you can. Roll your usage die for equipment after that, though.
That's fine. You said it was a D12?
Yep, beats D12 to start.
You notice Jim is now very slowly nodding his head, and he's mouthing the word, and you can barely hear him say, "We got everything you want, honey," as he's, singing along with "Welcome to the Jungle" still.
Yeah, I got a 4, so
You're good.
good to go.
Wait, is his thing playing an actual cassette? Because that's like we're like 300 years into the future from now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say that he has a antique, replica of the 1980s Walkman / taser gun.
Okay, that's fun. I mean, I have a Colt 1873 model and an 1887 model lever action shotgun. So I'm sure you can have a Walkman if you want it.
Nice.
That sounds perfect to me.
Well, I mean, we travel in time too. You could have picked it up whenever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're able to get your samples and test them real quick, Courtney and Joshua. But I mean, nothing seems out of the ordinary. I mean, just test as regular sand. I mean, maybe it would seem weird with it being kind of out of place here, but nothing to catch your eye. But it.
I'm going to take soil samples also to see if, the stuff that's in the sand is vastly different than the stuff in the soil, and the stuff in the sand has been displaced.
No, J-Bear. I think the sand is hot. Like real hot.
The sand is definitely cold. Try touching it again.
Oh, yeah. But it was hot at one point. I think it's molten.
Well, that would explain why there's glass in it. Regardless, I'm taking soil samples.
I can say, Joshua, as you're doing your test, make me an intelligence check, just a regular one. No advantage or disadvantage, just regular.
I always get advantage on science.
Oh, do you? Okay, if you do, then you get it.
All right, 6 was my lowest.
And what's your intelligence?
16.
All right, great. Yeah, you determined that the first thing you think about is what one of the lead scientists, Gasser, told you about the disturbances in the geological interference in unstable areas. That's the first thing that comes to your mind of what she told you before you left. And it appears that something's causing some type of different weird geological stuff that really makes no sense to you. It's very strange.
Well, I'm taking samples. We can figure it out when we get back.
Yep, you can do that. As you continue on, you continue, and like I say, you go across the swath of the width of it's not very wide. I mean, maybe takes 5 minutes to walk across it. As you get back into the jungle area, Courtney, you still in the lead?
Yes.
Yeah, you continue along. The day goes by pretty uneventful until you know it's getting time to camp for the second night. And if you pull up the laptop information to see the cave area where you're supposed to arrive at, you would notice probably on the third day about midday, maybe about 10 o'clock that morning, you're going to arrive. So you have to camp for one more night and travel about 4 hours to get to the location the next day. And you're pretty much in the same type of area. I mean, it's pretty much jungle area, pretty much like on the first night. Nothing has really changed. It's set up the same type of watch system. No fires.
Sounds good to me.
Yep, me too.
And whoever goes, excuse me, man, whoever goes first, roll me a d6. Who's going on first watch?
That'd be Terry. That's a 4.
Yeah, your watch goes pretty well. Nothing happens. I mean, it seems like you hear more noises as far as from the jungle area itself. It reverberates, but than you did the first night, but nothing out of the ordinary. And whoever's next, go with me a d6.
I got 4.
Yep, same thing. I mean, you hear a little more noises than you did the first night, but nothing that warrants any kind of alert from you. And whoever's next after Jim. I know the sheriff's last.
Yeah, that would be me. D6. I got a 4.
Yeah, same thing. It goes very, very uneventful for you also as you wake the sheriff up.
I rolled a 6.
You almost fall asleep when you watch Sheriff. I mean, it turns into such peaceful and quiet. As the sun starts to rise and maybe the warmth of it hits you and you kind of come out of your slumber a little bit as you wake everybody up. Then on day 3, nothing happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna make me up some. I'm gonna make me up some coffee before we go. Which reminds me, I should go ahead and roll my food thing again, I guess.
Yeah, if y'all take time to eat breakfast and stuff, roll your rations again. And of course, through the night.
So good.
But yeah, by looking at the instruments and stuff, you tell to continue the northeast through the jungle. You would appear you would come to this cave system probably in about 3 to 4 hour walk, depending on the terrain of where you need to be, of where supposedly this cave system is with these crystals.
All right. I'll stay on lookout duty.
Yeah, I'm heading forward just like anything. Excited to see the crystals.
Yep, and as you get to that area, and it starts the beeper location starts showing up on the computer and stuff. Roll me a wisdom, Courtney, if you have anything that gives you advantage, if not just regular.
I have advantage to see if things are out of the ordinary. So.
Yep, you'll have advantage then on this one.
Okay. So 11 would have made it anyways, but let me see if I get a critical. Oh, and I do. I got a 1.
All right, perfect. Yeah, you're looking at the beeper location on the computer, and when you get there, you don't see anything that looks like any type of cave. It's still jungle area and stuff. And you make, you're trying to decipher and figure out exactly what's going on as you make one step forward and the ground starts to shake and move out from under you, but you're able to jump out of the way. But everybody else, as you're watching her do this, make me a dex check, everyone. And if you have something that gives you advantage, fine. If not, just regular.
Jim dodges out of the way.
Anybody
Terry's
fail?
fine.
Not me.
Not only do I dodge out of the way, I dodge out of the way with style as I roll the 1.
All right. You see Courtney jump out of the way and get out of the way is like she did, and you, of course, being the man, you got to best the way she did it, so you're able to do that.
Yeah, especially if it's Courtney.
Jim flaps his arms, and then he jumps out of the way as he screams, "I'm a flyboy! I can fly!"
Yeah, J-Bear just sees Courtney jump, and he doesn't really know why, but he just follows suit. Like, he was talking with her, looking at the thing. When she jumps, he goes, "Oh," and he jumps too. Doesn't even realize why until after he's jumped.
Yeah, and as the ground starts to part way and some of the rubble, the soil and stuff falls in, you start seeing some stone formations appear to be like stone and rock underneath, and you start seeing an opening of going down, Courtney, what appears to be going down into a cave. But one thing you notice that's a little off is it appears to be like some crude, rudimentary steps that have been made to go down into this instead of just being a natural cave system. It appears to be some type of steps or something that's leading down into the ground.
Hey, Sheriff, you got a camera, right?
Yeah.
Can you take some pictures of these steps? Because definitely want to include them in my report.
Yeah, he'll go ahead and do that. I imagine that we probably have cameras in our helmets or whatever recording everything, right?
Oh yeah, you could have that.
I mean that would kind of make sense.
Well, then never mind. I
By the way,
recorded with my own helmet.
Do we have a communicator built into our helmet?
I would think you would, yeah. Those that are wearing helmets, yeah.
Nice.
Sheriff says, "I'll take point. I'll take point." What do you think, Terry?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
He says, "I'll move ahead and I'll hoot if everything is clear." And so sheriff will move down. I'm going to try and stealth my way down, and I have advantage on dex performance with activities such as hiding, moving quietly, sneaking, etc.
Yep, make me a dex check then, advantage.
All right. 3 under 16, 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah, you move probably what you would think 10, 15 foot down. And like I say, maybe the ordinary eye would think it's just a natural formation of stones, but you start seeing the outline of what appears maybe these were some type of rudimentary made actual stairwell or something as it's going down into the ground. And once you move 10 or 15 foot down, this is the first thing you start to smell. You can smell for just a moment as it wastes into the air. It's kind of dense, kind of like humidity down here. And it's dry also, but you start almost wanting to, even wearing a helmet. I don't know if you've got a face mask or whatever, but even you start wanting to almost sneeze because you get a smell of like, for just a moment, it reminds you of like hot peppers, jalapenos, or serrano peppers or something, as the air just turns into this dense and dry smelling air.
Are there any? I don't see anything like any kind of creatures or anything around though.
No, once you move down that 15 foot down, what you see appears to be, it opens up into probably about a 20 by 20 area is what you see.
Okay. Well, since we have communicators, there's no reason for me to hoot. I'll just speaking to my communicator on like private mode or whatever, and I'll just say, area is secure. Be careful coming down it. Like the air here is something fierce.
Copy that, team leader.
That's not him. He said he would hoot.
He's
been replaced by clones.
Proceed with caution. Do you see the crystals?
I don't see them yet, right, Tony?
No, all you see is this open area of 2020. It goes into like a pretty much a cave type cavern system.
No, I'm not seeing any crystals yet. I'm only seeing a open cavern at this point.
Okay. At that point, then I'm going to put on my helmet, strap it in, and I'll go somewhere in the middle of the party now because I'm not a fighter.
Do you move on into the room, Sheriff? Into the open area? Or are you going to wait till they get there, all of them?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and sneak up. I'm going to kind of stay against the wall a little bit. Well, how dark is it?
There is some natural light, appears to be. Of course, I mean, I would think your helmets would have some type of lighting system on them too. If not, handheld lighting, but that you would use. But I mean, it's what you would call dim light, natural.
All right. I mean, I kind of, if I can, I'm gonna not have my light on, because unless I can have like night vision or something, because I don't want to, I don't want anything seeing my light.
We'll say you can see, if you're just going to use the natural light itself, you can probably see about 10, 15 feet in front of you then.
All right. Okay. Well, all right. If it's that low, then I'll go ahead and I'll have I'll say my lights on my my flashlight is on my shotgun, and I'll kind of walk with like my shotgun shouldered and everything, and I'll turn my flashlight on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to like cover the flashlight lens with my hand, and then just like every once in a while, I'll like remove my hand so I can see a little bit, and then I'll like cover the light back up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Once you observe and walk into where you can get a better view, it appears that this open cavern continues. You're traveling. You come in from the west, pretty much, so you can continue. It looks like it narrows down quite a bit and continues east. Or it appears like also you can go north or south out of this main area.
All right, I'll contact the group. You guys, All right, guys, I've moved up ahead a little bit. It looks like the cavern splits off as you go further up. As we go further into it, we could either head to the east or to the north.
Or south.
Go left. Whichever way is left, go left.
That'll be north, sir.
Yeah, sorry, south or north. Okay. So north would be left because we're traveling east.
Yep, you'd have to go north would be left.
All right, taking a left. And let's see, do I have anything I can like mark myself with? I don't think I do. I have some mechanical tools. So since that's slightly vague, could mechanical tools include something that I could quickly etch into the edge of the cave, like an X or something for like the way that I went?
Yeah,
like,
and also you're going ahead of him probably, what, 15, 20 feet, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would think you would have maybe some type of luminescence type marker, but you could probably like put like a little poker chip marker or something that would show up the the direction, stuff like that. I mean, that's no big deal.
I stopped by the 20th century dollar store, and then he cracks one of those fluorescent candles, and then drops it on the
something
floor.
like that.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll crack one of those things, and I'll place it in such a way that it'll purposely point to the way that I went, and then and then I'll continue on, and I'm still doing the thing, covering the light, cover the light, like uncover it, walk a little bit, cover it back up,
Yeah, and you continue that way going north, straight up north. You continue about 20 feet. And as you start, maybe using your light to see which way it's going to continue, it appears to come out into another open room, and it appears to goes about 20 feet north, and maybe you see the wall section, but it appears to go back east and west also from where you're at.
It appears to go which direction, Tony? I'm sorry.
You can go it appears if you kept going north the way you're going, it appears like the cavern wall is going to hit about 20 feet in front of you, and you're going to have to stop. But if you wanted to, you can go back to the east or back to the west a little bit.
So it splits again?
Yep.
Heading north, it looks like a dead end if you head straight north, but the cavern splits off to the back to the east?
East and west.
Back to the east and west.
All right.
Recon, Sheriff. Just go.
You want us to wait in the main cavern till you figure out where to go?
I say we take the left.
I mean, I figured like I'm leading the way with my candlesticks, and you guys are actually like following me. I'm just letting you know what's ahead. So yeah, so I'll crack another stick, and I'll plant it in the ground, and I'll start heading west, I guess, or I'll take another left.
Yeah, that would be west. You go about 15 foot down to the west, and it appears like the cavern wall. You're going to run into the wall again, and not going to go any further. But also make me a wisdom. I'm going to say disadvantage unless you have something that overrides that.
No, I don't. So I'll just okay, disadvantage. I'm just gonna roll twice. 10 under 13.
Your highest was a 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe when you get to where the wall stops on the west side, you turn your light back around enough to see back to the north wall to make sure it doesn't go that way, and you see what appears to be maybe 8 or 10 foot long in length, like a stone. Looks almost, for just a moment, you think it looks like a coffin or some type of sarcophagus coming out of the wall.
I found something. Coming out of the wall. It almost looks like a sarcophagus or something. Sort of reminds me of.
Well, I'll take a look when I get there.
Roger that. And I'm not going to approach it because that's not my area. I'm recon, so I'm just going to stay here and keep myself planted.
Yeah, sure, that'd be fine. As the rest of the group gets there, sure enough, you eliminate the area more, and y'all start seeing that. And if you scan back down, you're looking in the northwest of where the corner is. You can't go any further, either north or west, but you see what has been described by the sheriff, and you scan back down the wall, and you see every 10 feet appears to be one of these stone coffins or stone sarcophagi that is coming out of the north walls, and appears to be just going continue east.
Is there any kind of writing or iconography or?
Yeah, you want to go up and inspect them? Sure.
Absolutely, I want to go over there and inspect them.
You can see right now, we'll say with the lighting system y'all are using, you'll see about 3 of them. You see the one in front of where the sheriff saw the first one, then 10 foot back to the east, there's a second one, 10 foot back further east, there's another one, is what you can see so far, 3 of them. Any particular one of those 3?
I'm straight up using a flashlight at this point, but I'll just go to the nearest one.
Yeah, that would be the one by the sheriff. We'll call it number 1. Yeah, when you approach it, it's got a stone deal. Like I say, it's probably about 8 foot in length, maybe 10 feet at the most, and appears to be wide enough for if there was something buried there, it'd be something bigger than a human, of course, in width and stuff. But you notice these very strange etchings and stuff on top of it. But if you want to try to read it or inspect it, make me an intelligence check.
Absolutely. I got a 2 as my best.
Yeah, you clicks on you, but this is some type of alien type of writing or alien language you've never seen in your life before. But as soon as that thought hits you, everybody roll initiative, so test your decks.
Nice. I call out. I don't call out. I just say, "This is alien."
I failed.
I make it.
Yep. If anybody made it about the time that Jay Bear yells that out about alien, from those other 2, you see these. Let me see what color they were.
Purple.
I read it a minute ago and done forgot it. Yeah, kind of these green-looking mist or green fog appear out of the other 2 as they rush towards your group. This green, they don't take any form or shape. It's just like 2 different separate mist fog entities as they're moving straight towards your group. And it appears both of them come out of those other 2 stone sarcophagi. So whoever passed your decks, whatever you would like to do at this point, they're probably, one of them's 20 foot away and one of them's 30 feet.
Despite the fact that they're mist, do I think that they look hostile? They're hostile mists?
Yeah, the way they come out and they're approaching you, you would think it's definitely not anything friendly for sure.
Then based on the tools that I have, I'm going to light a torch. An electric torch. What do you call them? Like an arc welding torch.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Holy shit. All right. That's hardcore. All right. So I am going to, since I passed, I'm going to back up and wrap a scarf or something around my face so I don't inhale any of this dust or mist, because I don't know if it's some kind of a weapon. And I'm going to kind of squat down and try to get out of the way.
All right.
Hi.
Anybody else passed?
Go ahead.
Terry's just readying weapon and watching to see what's happening.
All right. What about our welcome to the jungle?
Jim says, "Panic and run! Panic and run!" And then he runs off in the distance to the, following the path that he's taken so far.
Yeah, and just to let you know, The only way you're going to be able to run is directly towards where they're coming from. There's no other way to go to the west. It's completely the end of the road. So if you take off running, you're going to have to run back to the east enough to try to get back to that south passage you come from, but that's also the direction they're coming from.
Yeah, so he says panic and run, and then he starts to run that way, and then completely backs off and gets behind the group.
Okay. Sheriff, you're the only one that failed, right?
Seems that way.
All right. These two green mist foggy deals are going to come. The first one is going to run towards you, Courtney. So as it does, you see this green fog mist just come over you and try to just envelop around you. And make me a strength check, please.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. My strength is 9. No, it's 8 rather. Oh, I rolled a 3. Aha. It's pretty good.
Yeah. You start gagging and choking, like you're breathing, because you start smelling that pepper smell that was described earlier by the sheriff when you first come here. That real hot pepper smell as you start gagging and choking and stuff, but you're able to fight it off.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm wrapping the scarf around my face there.
The second one goes towards you, Jim, as you panicked and run and was going to run towards them and then turn around. So make me a strength check as the second one envelops across you.
Here we go. Yeah, 4. He makes it.
Yeah, the same thing. You get that teary feeling of one of, you just bit of hot pepper as you feel that go across it, but you're able to fight off any of the effects. Sheriff, you see these two things, one of them around Courtney and one of them around Jim. And they're, kind of coughing and hacking.
I'm going to sling my shotgun to my back. Like, I assume I could just sling it around, and I'm going to try and grab both of them and pull them back from this. Like, I assume I could reach out and grab both of them in one and then try and pull them back,
You can grab one of them because I wouldn't think they would right on top of you. Talking about Courtney and Jim.
Yeah,
so they're not. You can grab one of them, I would think.
I mean, I don't really like Jim, so I guess I'll grab Courtney.
Okay. Make me, as you grab Courtney to try to pull her maybe out of this enveloped fog, make me a strength check, man.
13 on 13, so I think that's a fail.
That is a fail. You start to pull her out for just a moment as maybe part of her comes out with you, and then this fog just shoots back over and envelops her again, and you feel that maybe your whole suit or whatever, your arm is burning with that hot pepper feel. So you definitely fail at it. So we were back up to whoever passed can go.
I'm going to try to get out of the cloud and mist. I guess since I passed, maybe I can still walk. I'm going to try to just get up and run, covering my face.
Yeah, just you're going to try to run away from it. Make a strength check.
Okay. That time I failed.
Yeah, you maybe step out of it, kind of like the sheriff pulled you out of it, and you step out of it for just a moment, but it seems to circle back around and envelop you again as it's still on top of you.
I tell Jim to run, and I'm going to go over and I'm going to try. If Jim gets out of the fog, I'm going to try and burn it with my torch to see if it's like a flammable gas.
All right, Jim, you want to try to run out of it then? As he tells you that, you can try a strength check.
He's going to do the fire safety thing. He's going to stop, drop, and roll.
All right.
Is it the strength check or is it
dex
check?
Just make me a strength check.
Okay. And I got 7. Yeah, he makes it.
Yeah, you see him, then Jay Bear, as he stops, drops, and rolls out of the way, and you see that thing don't know how to react as it's just sitting there, so you can try to torch it now if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm going to see if fire defeats it, because I'm not sure how else to fight fog other than with, a fire or something. So I move the torch around in a kind of a circular gesture as I move towards it to see if it
would. Just do straight strength since you're using handheld.
I did it. 4 under 12.
Yeah, as soon as your electric torch and stuff hits this green fog, it just dissipates. And it seems like it all goes into part of the cavern walls as it dissipates and is gone. So there's only one of them now that is on top of Courtney. Terry, I believe you're up next, the only one else that passed.
Yeah, I'm just going to run up and I'm going to try shoving Courtney out of the mist.
Yeah, make me a strength then.
I failed that.
Yeah, you grab her and think that you're going to pull her right out, and when this thing just envelops back around her, and you get that feeling of this, like you've been burned for just a moment of your skin's burning, of like somebody put jalapeno juice all over it or something. It's just hot and sticky. Courtney, this thing has still enveloped you, so make me a strength check.
Failed.
All right, you will take 3 points of damage. 3 points of HP damage, plus also, you'll take 2 points of constitution loss. Is this thing just burns into you and stuff, and it's just racking your whole body and your whole system right now.
Oh God. Okay. Ouch.
Sheriff, I guess you're up next as you see that Courtney in all kind of agony and pain. She had too many peppers.
All right, I'm going. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take my my rope, and I'm going to swirl it around in front of me. I'm swirling it around like basically a airplane propeller. I'm trying to swirl it and see if I can get enough air to like blow that powder off.
You want to try to blow the fog off of her with your rope?
Yeah, I want to.
You know what? What the hell?
I don't think shooting it's going to do any good.
I'm going to give you advantage on something like that. That's funny. I love that.
All right. What kind of check?
Just do strength because you're standing right there next to it. So.
Okay. 4 under 13.
Yeah, whatever kind of wind or whatever you get, it maybe catches it off guard, and for just a moment, it kind of dissipates back enough that Courtney's out of it now, and you see her standing there, burning and coughing and stuff. But it's went away from her. So we were back up to those who passed.
Yeah. Now that the fog's not there, I'm going to rush over and try and get that one with the arc welding torch too.
Go for it.
Okay, that didn't actually roll. I got a 5, but it just landed that way. So I'm gonna re-roll it because that was hella cocked. Oh, but I still got a 6, so 6 under 12.
Yeah, you're able to do the same thing as it just takes off and dissipates into what appears to be the cavern walls, and it's gone. Everything is quiet right now.
I say, well, that was interesting.
Not exactly what I'd call that. You all right? He says as he's talking to Courtney.
Yeah, thank you. That was a bit hairy there. I'm feeling up to strength, but I'll be all right.
Can we get a medic over here?
Yeah, let me look you over a bit.
Yeah, so this con damage, is that temporary, or is that like something they've healed, or like am I noticing?
No, it can't be healed right now. Because you definitely feel it. I mean, it's something that's.
Yeah. Okay. So like my muscles and stuff are weak, and I'm feeling like I'd been sick. Okay. Just so I know, so I'm marking it. All right. Perfect.
I would like to. Did you take hit point damage or did you take armor?
I did.
Damage?
I took con 2 and hit points 3.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'm gonna try and use my scientist ability to heal, and I'm gonna test my intelligence to heal you. And I make it so you get healed 3 health, which is how much you took, right?
Yep.
Fantastic. Got it on the.
Wow. Oh. Thanks. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, can't have my co-author die on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take out. I don't know if I would have this or not, but going to hope that I have it. I'm going to try and make charcoal drawings of the text on these things.
On the sarcophagi, yeah, you can, and you can take pictures also or whatever. And
Oh
also,
yeah, I have a camera on my helmet. I'll just look at them all, and then I'm gonna go to the ones where stuff already came out of them, and I'm gonna see if I can't open it because I'm gonna assume whatever's in it is not in it anymore.
Yeah, if
Before you do that, Sheriff's gonna like put his hand on your hands and go like, "Whoa, we just had those strange green fogs attack us. For all we know, those things are in the sarcophagus."
Well, yeah, I suspect that, but nothing's in this one anymore, is it?
Well, we don't know that for sure, now do we? Or what if whatever is in this coffin is worse than those green fogs? Say we should leave these coffins alone, let the dead be.
Well, one, we don't know they're dead, and two, as a scientist, I've got to figure out what's going on with this. This stuff should not be here. This is either a temporal anomaly or something worse. If we just leave this alone, we do not know the ramifications that will happen in the future.
All right, Sheriff nods and backs off. He'll get his shotgun ready though.
I help in any way.
Say, Doc J Bear, how do we fight fart?
With fire.
You have that fire with you, but it didn't blow up or nothing.
Yeah, no, it dissipated. It's probably a it's clearly very flammable, but must have a very, very low specific heat because it didn't seem to explode.
you want to open up the lid to the second or third one of where those things come from.
Whichever one that one of them came out of, I don't care which one.
Yeah, we'll say the second one's fine. You're able to, of course, I'm sure Terry or whatever, or somebody will help you, or sheriff help you get the lid off of it. You're able to do that. And when you open it up, you see the skeletal bones. And if you spend enough time, I don't know, can you see this picture well enough? This skeletal bones of, if you had to form again, this is what the creature would have probably looked like. It had a very long, probably 8 or 10 foot tall, and had this very large, mushroomy, almost rock-looking head. If you can see that well enough, that's what it would have looked like. Just the actual skeletal part of it itself. Yep.
So it's almost like a crown. So interesting.
But that's what is in it. Nothing happens when you do that, though.
Is there like a very small bone in there?
You can find a toe bone probably be the smallest thing on this creature because it appears probably that it would have been 8 to 9 foot tall, probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a toe bone, put it in a test tube.
All right.
Got to bring it back, get it analyzed in a lab.
You can do that, and also after roll your usage die on that torch deal, that electric torch that you burn those with.
All right.
To make sure you're getting.
Yeah, I assume it's the D12 because I'm using, I don't know, electric or mechanical tools, one of the two. I've got both.
Yep, that's fine.
But I rolled an 11. So.
All right, you're good. That's good. If you go to the third one of where this appears that mist come out of and open it up, you find the same thing, a skeletal remains of a creature that would match that same description and look if you put flesh on it.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Courtney and say, do you think we should take something that's probably got a little bit of marrow in it? Or, I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful to the dead, but also they're dead, so what do they care?
Yeah, I agree with point B, and I think we should definitely take something with some marrow.
All right, I'm going to take one of their, like, armed bones.
Yeah, and I'm going to document all this with my little video camera. I'm just like, J-Bear pulls the specimen from the sarcophagus. Yeah, so we have all the info.
Yeah, and it also, once you get to this third one and keep looking down to the east, which is the only way you can continue the deal, you continue to see more of these every 10 foot apart. And from your vision, you could probably see at least 3, maybe 3 to 4, maybe even 5 more in the distance every 10 foot apart down that corridor. The same description of the 3 that you're at now.
So I was the only one that took damage from it, right?
Correct.
Now, can I tell? Like, did it go like in my lungs? Was I choking from it? Can I tell what the damage was? Was it burns on the skin?
Yeah, it was probably more of a lung type deal because you felt that on your skin at first, but it seems like maybe part of that mist went down your throat and into your lungs and burned them.
Okay, so I'm gonna let them know that, and I think what we should do is take, like, I have like the scarf, the desert scarf that I pulled across my face, which I was trying to do before, but now I'm gonna soak it in water first, and I'm gonna recommend that everybody does the same, unless they have a gas mask. I don't know if they do or not.
I don't know. Do we have gas masks?
Yeah, filter of my helmet on.
Yeah, I would think the helmet. If you have a helmet or something, you would have some type of filtration system in there if you're wearing helmets. But otherwise, I'd say no.
All right. Well, who doesn't have a helmet?
I mean, I have a helmet, but I think I have like more like a worksite helmet. I don't have like a military helmet, so I don't think I have a gas mask in it.
All right. Well,
With that cloth, I mean, that should be good enough. Hopefully.
all right. Well, that'll be good enough for now.
Okay, and I'll stay back a little bit until I'll move to the back basically until we clear the area.
You're able to get your samples and stuff with no trouble. If you continue east, moving along, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 more of these stone deals coming out of the north wall. And then when you get on further down, it appears out of the east wall, there's another one coming out. And the passageway kind of goes around and continues south. But before you all get to that location, everybody make a wisdom disadvantage. And just if anybody passes, let me know.
Okay. So I don't know if my thing would wipe that out because, again, I have the roll with advantage on testing wisdom to notice things that are out of the ordinary.
Yep, I'll give you a regular then, just a regular one in. If it's
I rolled a 2, so I didn't even need it.
all right. Anybody else pass? Probably not. Courtney, since you're bringing up the rear, that would work best because you're bringing up the rear of the group as y'all continue along and see those. But something catches your eye on the south wall before you get to where it bends back down to the south. It appears that something's out of place on the wall there. That maybe some of the stone or something is fallen and chipped down to the floor. It catches your eye for sure.
Look here at this damage, guys. It looks a little unusual, and I point out the area with my flashlight.
Does it? I'm no carpenter. I wouldn't know. Or no mason.
I mean, I'll take a close look, see what it is.
Yeah, once you get up there and walk up there close to see where it's been broke loose or whatever, maybe put your hand up there or something, you hear as you push open a stone door. It opens up. And it opens up into a room. It appears to be just maybe 10 by 10. And this definitely appears that it wasn't some type of a natural farm room. It appears it was cut out in the stone area of this cavern. And it appears there's 2 like stone-looking chests in there, and it has those weird alien markings on them.
I mean, I'm going to make sure that I look at them all so my camera gets them. I mean, I'm going to try and look at every aspect of this room, basically.
Yeah, do you want to try to open one of those two stone chests?
Probably not immediately, but I will eventually say, all right, I'm going to open one of these chests. And I'm going to keep that blowtorch, the blowtorch, that's what I was trying to say earlier. I'm going to keep that handy, like in one hand, while I try and open the chest with the other.
Yeah, roll me a d4.
4. So that's either really good or really bad.
As you open up this stone chest, it's a pretty big chest, really. I mean, you open it up, and you see laying in the middle of it is this what appears to be some type of long sword, that is there, and it appears to be made for probably one of those aliens. It's to you it would be a two-handed sword, but it appears to be made out of some type of alien type metal or something you've never seen before. But it's some type of ceremonial sword.
I mean, how big did you say it was?
It would be to you. It would be what would be called a two-handed great sword. I mean, it's pretty big. For them, it would just be a regular sword.
Yeah, I mean, as science-based guy, I want to take this home and have people look at it, but also it's kind of big.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty bulky. I mean, you can take it. Of course, it's going to be pretty bulky, even for somebody like Terry or a sheriff to carry. But you can take it. I mean,
Hey, J Bear, I'll take it. He steps up and says, any questions? And he looks
Okay.
around.
Listen, you got to be super careful with this. Try not to break it.
All right. And thus he reached out and grabbed the hilt of this great sword, and he pulls it out slowly and holds it up high over his head, and makes a sound effect. Goes, oh!
All right, I have immediately changed my mind. Someone else needs to carry it.
No, it's mine. I'll carry it. I'll be sure not to harm anybody. Come on, J Bear. Don't leave me
All right,
hanging.
well, just try and calm down a little bit.
All right, I'm your wingman. I fly. That's what I do. And then he's carrying the sword very carefully.
yeah. Do you want to open up the Everstone chest?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm probably going to be a little bit less worried this time, but still blowtorch ready.
The first thing you see is at the bottom of the chest itself is lined at the bottom is all these coins, and they appear to be kind of a goldish tint, almost silver tint in the light. It's a mixture, but if you pick up one of them, it's got some type of, I mean, it's coins you've never seen before. I mean, it's some type of currency that you would have no idea, probably some type of alien type of coinage, but also laying in the middle of these coins, wrapped up in some type of strange leathers. As you open up, is two very large, and we'll call it like 32-ounce drink size. There's these two large vials of liquid, and they're inside it's glowing kind of a reddish orange.
What in the hell is all this?
Looks like some alcohol to me.
This is quite strange. Why is this here is a better question. Perhaps.
I mean, I guess let's take them too.
When we buried my uncle, I placed a fifth of Jack in there. He always loved his Jack, you know.
Well,
So,
for cultures to, especially less developed cultures, to bury, gifts with the dead to send them into the afterlife.
So the dinosaurs had ancestors that looked like giant humans, and they also drank and used swords.
Well, it seems to me that if one species is capable of traveling through time and space, another could be as well.
Scratch
That's what I would say.
They choose this place to bury their dead. Kind of like Jim's idea.
I'm pretty sure what had happened is this anomaly that's interfering is someone else's time travel has left some kind of issue here.
Well, you're the scientist.
Say, are we the first ones to reach this time period?
I mean, as far as we know.
While y'all search around this room, that's all you find in those two chests. But everybody can make another wisdom, just a regular check. You have advantage though, Courtney. And if anybody passes, just let me know.
I passed with the advantage.
You have the same thing in the south wall of this, small room, 10 by 15 room, 15 by 15 room, whatever. In the south wall, you see some more of the stonework. It appears to be chipped off. And if you go up there, the same thing as you put your hand up there, you hear a grrr, as another stone doorway opens up and continues where you can go south, or of course you can go back out the way you come in.
Seems this place is full of surprises, I say, as I step back and let other people go first.
Sheriff will take point again. Do you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, do you have any source of fire yourself?
I got my guns.
Your gun shoots fire?
Can I have like flares or something? I don't know if that's an actual item. I don't know.
I got a match.
Hold on, aren't you a recon person?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure once per day you can just say, I have this thing.
Oh, can I? Let me look at the rule on that again.
That's a pretty good spot.
Let me, I think it can't be a weapon.
Yeah. Oh, it is per day at twice at 5th level. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just say, let's see. Yeah, I'll say, the extra reload I took were dragon shots.
Like tracers?
No, like they're like shotgun shells, but they actually shoot fire.
Oh, geez.
They're called like dragon shots or dragon breath or something like that. They're like actual shotgun shells.
That's pretty neat.
So yeah, I'll take all the shells out of my shotgun, and I'll load them up with those with the dragon shot that I just happened to take, dragon's breath I just happened to take.
All right. This room that you move into is roughly 20 by 30, or this cavern area is about 20 by 30, and it seems to be barren. You don't see anything in it at all. But there is something different about when all of you go into this area. All of you start hearing this at first it's kind of a mute sound, but you hear this kind of a palpitating sound. It's coming across very faint, but it's picks up as you continue into the room. And then, Sheriff, you notice in the south corner of this room appears to be something glowing, kind of greenish, against the south wall of this room area.
All right. I'm gonna, put up a hand to tell the others to stop or whatever. And I will move close to it. And I'm gonna do the thing I was doing earlier, trying to cover up my light a little bit so I can, control where the beam is going.
Yeah, as you get to the south portion of this part of the area, and you get to the green deal, you see broken parts of what appear to be like green crystals. It's not very many of them, but it appears like they've fallen off the rock formation of the cavern and have hit the ground and burst and stuff. But it appears going on further south, the area gets to where it's maybe just 5 foot wide as you can continue to traverse through it. But it's not as wide as the area you're in now. But there is some of these small green crystals that appear to have fallen and broken off onto the ground. But the sound, you hear that sound, it was kind of muted and stuff earlier. As you get to the south wall, it kind of vibrates you hear it coming further and growing louder coming from the south.
I believe I found some of your crystals, Doc. The passage is about to get really narrow for you all. I'm going to continue forward. It seems to be some kind of sound up ahead. I can't make out what it is.
Is it like a hum?
Yeah, like a droning. It palpitates. Once you get to the green crystals, you'll be able to hear it, I'm sure.
Might just be resonance from the crystals themselves.
Sheriff will continue to move forward.
You're going to stay about 10, 15 foot ahead of them like usual?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you move on into a room, like I say, it's about a 5-foot section of where you have to maneuver through. But as you maneuver on probably 20 feet down, not that far, it opens back up into a very large area of, this appears to be just a natural cavern. It doesn't appear to be any stonework or anything that some of those other areas look like. It's just a natural cavern, and the sound is really vibrating loud. And you notice these green crystals that are coming up from the ground in this whole area of this cavern, which is probably, from what you can see right now, it's a good 30 by 30, if not bigger. But you see something unusual in the middle of this cavern. You see what appears to be like a 4-pointed star. It's made out of some kind of metallic substance. And part of it's glowing the green like the crystals that are coming up from the ground. But it's also on top of this 4-pointed star, and it looks like something that's moving and wriggling around. And then you see inside of this prism of the star, it appears to be like these purple tentacles that are moving, wriggling around, and have no apparent purpose. They're just flashing and moving around.
Yeah, I'm not going to get closer to that. I'm gonna contact Bear. You might want to come see this. I don't know how to describe this. Just be careful moving down that hall.
Yeah, Jerry Bay will head down that way.
All right.
I'll follow.
As all of you come into the to the large area, you see what was just described in the middle of this room, but you also all see all these green crystals that are coming up from the floor all around this whole cavern. It's just pretty much covered with green crystals of all sizes. But as you see what was described inside of this 4-pointed star deal, you see these purple tentacles that are moving around and just a random order. Everybody make a intelligence test.
Is it science related?
No, it's not.
Okay.
If you pass, let me know.
I failed.
I passed somehow.
Okay.
It wasn't disadvantage, right?
Nope, just regular.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I failed somehow. I have a 16 intelligence.
I have 16 intelligence and I rolled a 17, so.
I have a 7 intelligence and I rolled a 4.
I made it. I rolled 8.
Oh, great.
Wow. The two who should made it failed.
Dummies are like, hey, I figured something out here.
What about Terry?
Whoa.
Did you make it?
Her and I are discussing a totally wrong tangent.
I'm trying to figure out the wrapper on my candy bar.
Wow, this ought to be interesting to see the two who made it. Wow. Man, I didn't expect this. All right. Jim, your Walkman just stops in mid-play of whatever. Sheriff, y'all both at the same time hear this message in your mind. You think maybe it's speaking out loud, but as you notice everybody else is not paying attention, you hear this message and it goes, I've been waiting a long time. I have to return to space to continue my travels, to continue what I must do. There is one thing, though, that I must have to continue this. I am trapped here. I need a host body, a physical life force to help me return to my travels. Which one of you will it be? Sheriff, you and Jim are the only one that hear this.
I don't know that Jim heard it though, right?
No, not unless Jim says something or some reaction he gives, but no, you don't know that.
Guys, I don't know if this is what we were coming for, but I think we need to turn around and leave right now.
We're
Jim
here for the Christmas.
Jim holds up his hand, and he finally speaks. He says, "Welcome to the jungle."
Oh, all right, Jim. Yes, welcome to the jungle. So we should probably gather up as much of these crystals as we can grab.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, we don't need to do that. We need to leave.
Did you
Right
hear that, guys?
now.
It says it needs a body to travel. Did
Yeah,
everybody hear that, or
did
or,
hear it.
or am I
And we're
insane?
not giving it anything. Come on, Jim. We're getting out of here.
I didn't hear it, but I'm all with getting out of here.
Well, we can
Yeah.
get first. Stand your ground for a second, boys.
No. Let's get out of here. I got too many people in my mind already. Let's get out of here. And then he starts running out of there.
As soon as you start to run off, Jim, both you and the sheriff again, just you two hear in your mind, almost like a childlike voice, and you hear, "Please, you don't understand. I need a host body, just one. There is something going on here that if it continues with me staying stuck here, the crystals will continue to form. It will cause a catastrophic explosion to destroy this planet. Just one host body will save the lives of millions."
What about a dinosaur? Could you use a dinosaur body?
You get no reply.
What the hell are you talking about?
I have a better idea. Sheriff, click, click, aims at the statue. Boom!
You shoot at the star deal?
Yep.
Oh, fantastic!
God, Crystal, why do I always have to kill your character? You
Dragon's Fire, so it looks amazing. You guys got to look that up once we get done with this game.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll for it. As soon as your shot hits this area of this crystal-looking formed star, your shot just dissipates into nothing. You hear in your mind, "Why can one of you not be a host body to save the lives of millions? That's all we need. We can travel space together. I will show you things you will never dream of before." Only you hear that, GM and Sheriff.
What the hell are you guys doing?
You know, you sound kind of like an infomercial, but not a good one. More shake weighty. Come on, guys, let's get out of here.
Wait. Let's hear him or her out here. I don't think our companions can hear what you and I are hearing. I think you're hearing this too, right, Sheriff?
Oh yeah, I'm hearing it. Like I said, doesn't
Yeah.
sound.
All right. So I'm not going crazy
Peppy
here.
always said.
I'm a totally sane person, and he holds up that sword over his head and goes, "Oh!" and he brings it down again. So this is what I heard. I heard that these green things are gonna cover the planet and blow it up unless we help this thing take over our body or one of our bodies, and help it escape to the stars. That's what you heard too, right, Sheriff?
Yeah.
I think it's time to leave.
Yeah, it's both of us hearing. So
I'm saying.
I can't be lying, and
All
you
right,
guys
yeah,
know that
you
I'm not crazy.
Your buddy, that's fine. The rest of us, we're getting out of here, or at least I am. You guys do what you want. Come on, Terry. Sheriff's gonna start walking out of the room.
All right, Sheriff, you're leaving back the way you come from. Okay.
There's a whole lot of stuff at stake here. I mean, if these green crystals would blow up the planet, wouldn't that be a terrible thing?
Yeah, that would obviously be bad. Does... Damn it, why is it talking to you?
Well, I'm holding the sword. Obviously, it has chosen me because I'm the sword bearer.
Oh.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm thinking it goes for the most vacant mind.
Hey, what are you saying here? I'm a smart man. I used to fly a fighter pilot. What's that device called that flies? And then he taps his own head.
I mean, so does it have any evidence?
No, I don't think so. This is what I heard. All right, I'm going to go step by step, very carefully. and very slowly so that everybody can understand. As soon as I stepped into this room, I heard, "Welcome, I am from the stars," I think. And then it said that it needs to get out of this trap because it's trapped in here. And if we help it continue its travels, then, and all of a sudden it changed its story and said that the green stones are going to spread and blow up the planet. And the sheriff ran out. You all saw that.
I'm going to pick up one of the green stones and look at it.
Yeah, you can break off the crystal or take some of them off the floor because this room is just abundant with it. But yeah, you're able to tell that this is definitely the green crystals that you were supposed to take back to the future.
All right. I mean, I want to figure out. I want to do some quick science.
Wait. Before you do any science, let me ask it a question.
Sure, go for it.
Oh, great sentient one, how do we infuse our essence with your essence so that you can use our bodies? What do I have to do?
You hear a reply back in your mind, Jim, of, "You must be willing to do this. If you're willing to do this, come and touch the star."
All right, guys, they just told me that if you touch the star, then it's going to take over your body.
Well, then don't touch the star just yet.
I'm thinking that's a good idea. Why is it only talking to the idiots?
I have literally no idea.
Come on, guys, I'm standing right here. Come on.
All right, Jim, you must understand that as scientists, we don't mean to insult you. We're just saying that we have a higher amount of education, and we don't know why we wouldn't be more viable hosts.
Maybe it's going to mess up their, destroy their mind and didn't want to waste ours.
So, that's an interesting point. Can you come help me do some science on this real quick?
Sure, let's do it.
Science this bitch up.
Hey, quick back to the sheriff. Sheriff, once you got back to the room you come from, are you continuing out, or are you going to stay in that room and listen to the conversation? What's your plan?
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to walk out. I'm gonna start headed back to where we originally came back in, to where we originally came in at, so I can try to open the gate to get out or whatever. On the way back, though, I'll go ahead and pick up a few of those crystals that were already on the ground.
Yeah, the broken ones, okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab a few of those, and just so I can say mission complete, and I won't get maybe in as much trouble. And the sheriff thinks, obviously the thing talked to the two ones that it was least intelligent, because it thought those two would be the ones dumb enough to touch it. My pappy always said, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
So you want to go back to ground level in the jungle, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll get back to you in just a minute, man. You're able to pick up some broken crystals and find your way back to the up the stairwell back to the jungle floor.
By the way, Jim is wearing his helmet, so I'm assuming that the comm is open so that the sheriff could hear everything.
Yeah, I would think so.
Comms. That's right. So yeah, I'll actually open up the comm and I'll say the reason it's probably talking to the ones that it feels is are least intelligent is because it thought we would be stupid enough to take its deal. It's obviously going to betray you. But whatever, you gotta stay here and die. I don't care.
Why do people continue to assume that I'm stupid? I just don't understand.
It's just the sheriff being drama queen as always.
Oh boy.
It's fine. If we get back, I'll go ahead and make sure this gets reported correctly.
Yeah.
All right, back to the star chamber then. What are y'all wanting to do in the star chamber?
Science up these rocks, see what they're made out of.
Yep, you and Courtney can make a test.
Okay. Actually, do you want to science the rocks? I'm actually curious about. You tell me if this is okay. I could use my skill. So I'm a biologist. I wanted to see if I can figure out how this creature could possibly connect to a person, like how it thinks it could do it. Have I heard of anything like that? Some kind of a way that the creature would connect to a person, like through these tentacles. Does it look like that's what I want to try to do?
You would think maybe quickly without researching stuff, you would maybe have heard of maybe it's some type of entity that can do some type of mental mind meld that with telling Jim, and Jim I'm sure would have told you this about having to go and touch it. Once it touches it, it's going to have some type of mental mind meld that pretty much just takes over his mind or whoever touches it.
Right, and then it would likely be death to the person that did it.
Probably the body that you would know, yes, would not be anymore.
Okay. All right, yeah. So that's what I'm figuring out, and I'll work on the crystals after I do that, so we can get these out of here.
Because I have advantage when doing science, I actually rolled a 1.
Nice.
That's perfect. These crystals are something that you've never run across before, even in 2254. I mean, you've never read anything about them. This is something that is totally deal. And if you look through the dossier of what the USGE gave you about it, it doesn't go into any details about them. They failed to give you any more information besides that they needed some.
I say, all right. Look, Jim, I don't know whether or not it's telling the truth, and I don't know how to find out, but these crystals are not natural. These should not be here.
Yeah, just like the sword and the drinks with the dinosaurs. I got it.
Yeah, you get it. This whole area probably, I'm guessing from where the sand is, probably goes in a circle eventually. And everything inside of that area probably wasn't supposed to be here.
So, Doc J. Bear, does it blow up?
Well, let me see. What is the, well, there's one good way of checking it. I throw the rock against a wall.
You're going to throw one of the green crystals?
Yeah, I'm going to throw it pretty far away from me.
Yeah, and as soon as it hits the cavern wall, it just breaks into shatters into pieces.
Well, it doesn't explode that way.
Well, can we do a quick sample to see how old these crystals are versus the ground around them? Maybe to possibly see how quickly they're forming.
Oh, you want me to carbon date? All right, sure. I mean, since I knew we were coming back here, I brought that stuff, of course. So,
Jim, you hear a plea in your mind again of a young teenage voice of a girl going, "Please save everyone. Don't you want to save everyone? One of you needs to be the life force to return me there to the space of where I can travel, and you can save this planet from utter destruction."
Save this planet from utter destruction? Where do you need to return to? Out into the space? You're gonna fly?
You will go with me, whoever does it, willingly. I will show you things.
I believe I can fly. And I want to touch the sky and touch the stone. Is that all I have to do? Just touch the stone and we'll be able to fly together?
Yes, come and touch the star here, and I will take your life essence and bring you into a new fold and a new being that you will never ever have to want again.
Yeah, I get that, but you see, it's pretty crowded up here. Yeah, it's we're pretty happy with me and Jim and yeah. So I don't know if we could really open up another room for another one of you. And then he's like talking to himself basically, and everybody can hear what he's saying.
So just so you know, if he makes a move towards touching the star, I'm going to shoot it with my tranquilizer gun. I'm eyeballing him like out of the corner of my eye. I'm not addressing him though, so I'm not going to say anything to him. I'm just watching him.
So what you're saying is that my essence is going to be your my life essence will be your life essence?
We will be joined as one.
And will we be powerful?
You have no idea of what it gives.
But what about the stone? What does it do?
It
Is
takes
it
you, it takes you into dimensions and things you've never dreamed of.
is this green stone what's prisoning you?
It is very complex, more complex than you could ever understand.
Is it like a prison? Is that what I need to break?
Please, there's not much time left.
I just don't know what to do. And then he turns over to his fellows and says, It's now it's speaking to me in this really nice girl's voice, and it's pleading that it wants to get out of here."
Well, a plea to emotion doesn't mean truth or lies. Let's carbon date these things for sure.
Yeah. Because if it's saying they're growing so fast that it's going to cause the world to destroy, we need to figure out how fast they're growing.
Yeah, exactly.
We jump up top to the sheriff as you're listening in to this. Sheriff, roll me a d6.
I rolled a 5.
Yeah, you're listening in and looking around, and also now roll me a wisdom, straight wisdom.
Okay. 1 second. Not that. Yeah, 4 under. I think I rolled under my wisdom.
Surely
Yeah,
you did
13.
before.
Oh yeah.
You start hearing like rumbling far off in the distance. You think maybe it's a thunderstorm or something, but you hear kind of a rumbling off in the distance from the direction you originally come from.
From off in which direction?
The direction that y'all come from, back towards those crags and where the hills and the crags and that area of sand was, back that way.
I am hearing a rumbling. Do I see anything that way?
No, you just hear like you think you put it off as maybe a storm or something, but the sky is pretty clear back that way.
All right. I guess I'll go ahead and continue on walking then.
Oh, you're going to leave the area? You're continuing on?
I mean, I told these guys, we need to get out of here, and they're not really listening to me. I'll stay right here at the. I'll at least stay here I'll at least listen to how it's going down there.
All
But
right.
I'm not going back down in there. So
yeah, that's fine. You'll stay there at the entrance. We go back down to the star chamber. Those that are doing the testing on the crystals and stuff, you can determine that they are fairly new to the rest of the cavern and stuff. I mean, the time frame is definitely way off. They're not that old.
I find this very troubling. I find it hard to believe this thing, but I find it hard to refute it.
I agree. Not enough evidence. Well, I mean, Madman, Pilot, Jim.
Oh yeah, did you need me?
Yeah, ask the voices in your head how much time we have to decide.
Yeah. How much time do we have to decide? He actually goes right next to that star, crystal, and sits down, plops down next to him.
Yeah, and you see the purple tentacles inside, moving around and stuff, and no deal. You don't see any form or shape of any type of anything besides that in there, but all you hear in your mind is the teenage girl's voice again. It goes, "There's not much time. I've told you, there's nothing else I can tell you. One of you must willingly give your soul to me to continue to live in things you've never seen and for this planet to continue to live."
Jim like taps his head for a second and thinks for a while. It says that it tells us that we don't really have much time.
Oh,
But you know what?
what?
What if we hadn't come here?
Well,
And we're in, you know, a world full of dinosaurs and other weird creatures. And if we hadn't come here at this time, how the heck would this voice get out of here?
well, we were sent here to collect the crystals. Clearly, the universe, and I make air quotes, is protecting itself. Whatever you'd like to call it. How many have we been able to collect enough crystals, or?
Oh yeah, you have definitely more because they told you wouldn't need but like a case full of it. You know, they can hopefully replicate stuff of what they need it for.
So I look at Jay Bear and I say, this seems troubling because without a volunteer, it would be inhumane to do this test.
Well, here's the thing. There's what is the cost of ignoring her and having her be correct?
The end of all humanity. Yeah.
And what is the cost if she is lying, but we give her what she wants anyways?
Well, then simply Jim.
Well, I'm not necessarily going to say Jim has to do it, but somebody.
I
Well,
can hear this over comms, right?
no, actually, I think we're talking to ourselves.
Yeah, we're
Smart
probably.
people are talking. Yeah. Well, I think Jim is volunteering.
Well, from a utilitarianism point of view and any other type of point of view I can have, I don't want to say this, but I think it might be a good idea to trust the weird tentacle monster.
Yeah, I mean, whoever could go wrong with such a thing? So all right. So I will say out to Jim, I'll say, Jim, do you think that you would want to volunteer to do this?
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
I can touch the stone and fly into the sky.
You must understand.
I'll be able to travel the universe and see the entire cosmos.
That does sound fascinating.
Yeah.
Jim, make me an intelligence check again, Jim, at disadvantage.
Okay. Hold on. I got 1 and I got 6. I made both of them.
Wow.
One of them with a critical success.
Yeah, you're trying to listen to what Courtney is saying, you know, and you hear the voice of the young girl again. For just a moment, the voice changes, and you try to pick up on what it changed to, but you're unable to as Courtney overrides it.
Guys, I think the girl just hit a puberty. Her
Listen,
voice
Jim,
changed.
I want you to really think about this decision and decide if this is something you want to do.
All right, guys, it's time to. And then he taps on his comm and says, "Sheriff, we're coming!" And then he just turns away and runs the heck out of there.
Yeah, you're able to run out of the room. The rest of you follow?
No.
No, I look at her and I say, all right, well, make sure you take good care of the samples I brought.
No. Neither one of us really wants to do it, but both of us know it has to be done. We should maybe draw straws.
All right, we can draw straws.
Okay. We'll draw straws. So I don't know how you want to do that. You just want to just roll.
Yeah, y'all roll D20, and we'll say we'll call it as high wins choice.
Well, what is wins?
Well,
I mean, you get to make the choice. Whoever gets the highest can make the choice.
Well, how about whoever rolls the lowest got the low straw?
Yeah, and then
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Because basically the low straw means you're picking it. Yeah, because we'll both do it if we win. So
Where the heck is Terry at?
Where's
He fell asleep.
No, I'm standing right there watching this all. I'm here to secure the room.
I got a,
Until they're ready to leave, I'm
I
here.
got 20.
You got a 20?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
well, I got a 9. So he pulls out the short straw and he's like, well, all right, here is all the stuff that I brought. Or here's all the stuff that I took.
Mhm.
Here are the notes that I took the last 2 nights.
Jim rushes back into the room and he pants he pants and stands right next to Jay Bear and says, "I made it in time. See, I'm your wingman, so I'm here to preserve your relationship and your future, Jay Bear. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's get out of here."
Yeah, I'll be right behind you after I pick up some more rocks. Go on ahead.
No, I heard you guys drawing straws. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Sheriff beeps over the communications. Are you all dead yet?
I shut my comm off completely.
Yeah, me too. I take my helmet off and everything. I will embrace a Jay Bear.
All right, I hug back and then I whisper into your ear, tackle him or something.
I heard its voice change.
I pop Jim with my sleeping gun.
Are you going to track him?
I'm gonna track him. Yeah. I'm actually not going to shoot him. I'm just going to take one of the darts and just walk up and I'm going to pat him on the back and I'm just going to poke him with it.
20? Yeah, I think I could cave in this area.
Oh no, that'd be no. Unless you got you've got some kind of explosives.
I mean, I got my shotgun. I didn't bring any explosives with me.
Yeah, you need explosives.
All right, since I don't hear anything back, I'm going to start walking back to the campsite or back to the original.
Roll me a d6 first, as you're starting to walk away.
All right, give me 1 second. 3.
Yep, you're good. You're walking that way. You hear more of the rumbling and stuff as you're walking that way.
Okay.
All right, Courtney, you're going to try to stab Jim with Trent Dart. Make a strength deal with advantage since he's probably not going to expect it.
Yeah. Luckily, actually, that would have made it anyways. 3 makes it. But let's see if I get a crit. Nope. But both times I would have made it. So I poke him with the Trank Dart.
I'm gonna use my luck point to. I don't know. I think the.
Can you use it on other people for it? Oh boy. Well, that's very useful actually. If you can, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's either a reroll or something like that.
But that would be a reroll you would be doing.
Okay.
Isn't it? Let me look. Let me find what luck is. The way
Actually,
you've got it worded.
Roll to avoid because this is where this game gets confusing in Black Hack. Because I wouldn't think so because he's being surprised, but at the same time.
It says they can trade this in at any time to get a reroll on any one die.
All right. So, well,
yeah,
then
we'll see.
Reroll it. All right.
Well, both of them, yeah, I guess reroll.
I mean, they both were successful, but I'll reroll it. 4 and 3, so they both successful again.
He falls down.
Yep, Jim, you slumped down to the cavern floor then.
Yeah, and I turned my video camera to CJ Bear so we can document the historical moment.
I say, all right, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you see my brother, tell him I love him. And he's gonna walk over. He's gonna head over there to go touch the thing. And
anything you're gonna do, Terry? You just stand there and watching.
I'm gonna prepare to shoot somebody or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually drag Jim like kind of out of the room and then come back while he's walking over there. Oh no, I can't. I'm filming. I can't do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, Jay Bear, you're able to walk to the star crystal deal, and you see the tentacles inside and moving and stuff. Of course, you hear nothing in your mind or anything, but do you want to touch it?
Yep, gonna touch it. Save the world.
Yeah, as soon as you touch it, the rest of you see kind of like Jim just did. You see the body, the physical body of J Bear Joshua slink down to the cavern floor as the life form, in essence, of what you knew as Joshua is gone and it is absorbed into the star crystal deal. As it is, the crystal starts breaking and cracking up. And you see the tentacles come up out of it. And they start exploring out and stuff. And you hear rumbling as you see the rest of the crystals and stuff breaking off in the cavern and going off into other areas of the cavern you didn't go to, but you see the crystal formations as they're breaking and falling and chipping and falling down. But you see these tentacles as they just continue to the top of the cavern wall and just dissipate into as everything just disappears back into nothing. As you see the slumped over body of Joshua laying there in the middle of the cavern floor where once was this star-looking crystal. And of course, you see Jim is taking a snoozing nap from the trank dart. You hear rumbling yourself, Sheriff, as you're walking away and back. You hear the more rumbling, and you hear some of it coming from the cavern as you turn maybe back around where they are. Nothing else happens.
Okay, so the tentacles are still there?
No, they're gone. They just
Okay, they went through the roof.
They come out and just dissipated up into the cavern and just poof.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. If I think I can do it safely before this thing collapses on my head, actually I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna run up to where the star crystal was, or the star, with the tentacles, and I'm gonna film inside of the gate, the hole, and also his body, and get that as much documented as possible.
And you can get a little bit of it before it completely just goes away. Yep.
And I'll of course I'll yell to Terry as I'm running forward. I'll be like, "Take Jim out of here. I just need to get some footage."
I'm already on your heels, as that was I was going to recover the body.
All right. Oh, you're going to recover a J Bear. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Leave Jim there. We'll get him on the way out. Okay. And I will do that. If I can, I'll film a little bit, then I'll get Jim out of there if I can. I'll drag his sleeping butt out. I probably have like smelling salts or something. This is not the first time we've had to do this.
Yeah, I would say you probably got some dart that you can work him back up.
Yeah, well, this isn't the first time we've had to do this with him. So yeah, I wake him back up. That's all right. And we drag him back out.
Sheriff, do you once you get up to where this sand area is and stuff, you see where the sand is it appears to be sinking back into the ground and stuff, and more of the jungle floor is coming back up to the rocky outcropping of that area there. Are you going to continue on, or are you still getting some scatter noise through your comm link?
So the sand seems to be dissipating and the jungle's coming back up?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to wait for just a moment. I'll look back towards the cave entrance, but I'm not going to be headed that way yet. And, yeah.
Yeah, if you wait enough time, you hear the rest of the party eventually coming. If you wait there for some time, as they approach, and you see them carrying the body of Joshua, I would think.
Yeah, when we come out of the cave, I want to find a piece of like stone and carve, his epitaph and his name and the date he was born, and then today, which is weird because it'll be negative, but well, actually, I guess I'll put his date in actual time, like when he was, so I'll put 23, 2022, whatever. If he's like, how old are you? Where are you?
37.
Okay, so I'll put 22, 17, I guess, to 2254. Is that right? That seems about right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jim is awake, right?
Yeah, I woke you up. You're probably groggy. I gave you some smelling salts.
Yeah, he says, "Hey, how come we're not taking the body of J Bear back with us?"
We are.
Oh,
But this is the place where he fell.
Oh.
No, we're not going to do that.
Hmm?
We're not taking the body of J Bear back.
What do you mean?
Did he touch that crystal?
No. I lie.
I don't know. I just took a little nap there.
Deception check.
If you want me to roll charisma, I will.
Charisma versus wisdom.
There's no verses, isn't it? Well, I don't know. Or you roll wisdom. I don't know how to, whatever Tony wants to do it.
Wow. If you're gonna lie, Courtney, I guess do charisma.
All right, roll charisma.
Straight check.
5 against 15. So
Yep, you believe him, Sheriff.
Mhm.
You believe her.
Terry, did he touch that crystal?
I went to
Yes. I saw him slump. I don't know what
I'm
else.
not taking that back if he touched that crystal. We have no idea what happened.
Wow.
For all we know, there's some alien life force now living in his body, just waiting for us to take him back to our more intelligent time so that it can kill all of us.
Okay, I know that you're not a scientist or anything there, deputy, but let me tell you something. That's not how it works. We saw the alien life form be destroyed.
Let me tell you something. I might be paranoid, but I'm alive. All right? Now, we're not taking that body back. You can bury him here if you like, right under his little memorial there. We're not taking that body back to our more advanced era.
Okay, that seems fair. I trank him.
All right, you're gonna shoot the sheriff with a trank gun.
I shot
Yeah, make a dex sniff if you're gonna range.
I'm shooting the sheriff with a trank. And I rolled a 5. Ooh, this die is good.
Armor.
Could Jim do something?
Armor doesn't do shit. It's hit point damage.
What do you want to do, Jim?
He sort of vaguely remembers what happened to him, so he's gonna say no and jump out in front of him and try to take that dart himself.
Make me a dex check at disadvantage, Jim. See if you get in the way in time.
All right. I got 11 and 1. Both make it.
Yeah, you see this then, Courtney, as you level off to shoot the sheriff. You see Jim come running and flying across in front, and he takes the dart and falls unconscious.
Sheriff is immediately going to get on top of Courtney and punch her in the face.
I laugh. I laugh when that happens. Again, I say, as I shoot him, as I shoot you. You're going to punch a woman?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
There's no doubt I'm about to punch this bitch.
Oh, man.
I'm punching her
Terry?
right square in the face.
What about Terry? You gonna do anything?
I'm going to drop the body to the ground.
Let's see, Jim, you're out of it. Sheriff, you're going to jump on and hit Courtney. So I guess make a strength test.
We can use our luck points to just say something is true. One fact of story fiction, right?
As long as it doesn't mechanically benefit you.
Great.
And since he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, you're dead. But, I mean, since you
I'm not dead. I emerged with a higher life form.
That's true.
I use my higher life form powers to announce to all of them, I'm dead. I mean, I don't care if you leave my body here, but I'm going to space. Later, Holmes. Don't hit women. It makes you ugly.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm still going to punch this bitch straight up in the face.
Oh, man.
She shot. He shot at me. All right? Fuck that shit.
Did you make your strength?
Yep, I did. I rolled a... let me see what I rolled again.
As long as you made it, don't matter. I mean,
7 under.
Unarmed damage, whatever your unarmed damage is, and if you're punching her.
Okay. I think it's an 8. Let me check again. Yeah, no, it's a D6 with with a fist. 4 damage.
Okay.
All right, Courtney, you've been struck.
Yeah.
Can I use my luck to say that it knocked her out?
No.
That sounds like a pretty big mechanical benefit.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah.
Okay.
However, I would like to use my luck though to make a piece of story fiction. This is now the third time that during a expedition that the sheriff has hit a woman. So yeah, when I report, I fall to the ground, I start crying, and I make sure I get it on tape.
Okay, cool.
All right.
And because Joshua was so brave and not caring about his body coming back, I'll bury it.
Jim, you're in slumber, but you hear in your mind, "You idiot! It could have been you." All right, you bury the body of Joshua. I guess Terry, you may help some, or
Yeah, Terry will help bury it.
you're able to open the gate, the portal back up, and return to 2254 in whatever condition you're in. And I guess it's customary in my games. We'll start with you, Jim. Tell me how the story's going to end, Jim, after you make it back to 2254.
Jim finally wakes up from his slumber and he's all feeling groggy. He realizes that he missed his chance to sail the skies and fly into the realms unknown. And he sighs and he hits the bar. He goes to the local bar and drinks himself silly and starts singing, "I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky." And he starts crying. That's the end of the story for Jim.
All right, Sheriff. How's it going to end?
I want Courtney to go first.
Oh no.
Nope, you're up next on the list.
If you want.
No, you followed that report. I want to see how that report goes for you first.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to add that he has a cool-looking sword mounted on his wall now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because the organization wanted it, so you could have kept it.
So this is the third time that he has been reported for punching Courtney.
Courtney, a woman.
A woman.
Yeah, Courtney is a woman. So
yeah, but you said
that he's been reported. I'm going to use my luck to say that this is the third time that he's been reported to punch Courtney. So because of that, he's basically just putting another team where Courtney won't be a part of it, and then he goes back to his home, and he will mount that feather, and he will put up the picture in the corner of the frame of him and Jim having that dinosaur hogtied.
all right. How about Terry? How's it going to end for old Terry?
Terry's just going to file all the paperwork, make the report, go back to the ready room, hit the barracks, and wait for the next one.
Good old Terry, the easy way out. Probably the best way out, too, though. Courtney.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, so Courtney gets back, and she has been put on this team specifically because of problems with the sheriff. So yeah, they indeed moved him to another team where he'll never have to work with her again, because it's the crappy team that goes on all the missions to the shittiest parts of time, like the 90s.
And Joshua, tell me about this new life that you have with this strange entity that is taking your life.
Well, as I'm zooming through the stars, it's a couple years or maybe a few million. I can't quite tell. Time's all the same to me. It crashes into another planet, and the people there know what the life form is. and they use their more advanced technology to give it more energy so that it can leave. But in doing so, they also extract part of his consciousness and put it in this collective of all the people that have ever been inside of this, so he can hang out with them.
Yep, perfect. That's nice. Oh, let me think how the story's going to end. Pretty much the way all of you described, I would think. The organization, the USGE, takes the crystals and things that you bring back. They do their best to duplicate the properties of what they need. They're mainly using it to perfect the time travel and these gates, jump gates and things even more is what they're using the crystals for, but y'all would never know about. But we go back to the dinosaur age for just a moment as we see this metallic cylinder come out of the sky, and it lands close to the area as it blows away some of the debris and some of the years of growth away. And you see the grave marker of Joshua there as it lands down right there in that area with the grave marker and the entrance to that old complex was. And you see 4 of those figures get out of this metallic deal and they enter back down into the complex. They go to where the crystal room was, where there's no crystals now at all. And you hear one of them gibber to the other one and goes, which would translate to, the earth is still doomed. The dinosaurs will go extinct. That ends the adventure known as the Depth of Sacrifice, played using the gate hack, a hack of the Black Hat game. Also used the Dino Hack for all the dinosaur stats. And the cavern itself was taken and revised from a deal called The Infested Tomb, which was written by Elven Tower Cartography for a fantasy game, but it was revised to this and used. The Star Crystal was pretty much used per se the way it is in that adventure, except I changed it up for this. But that is the end of the Depth of Sacrifice as we go back to 2254.